Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my mayor's parlour. We always like to use it for worthwhile and proper occasions, and what could be better than Third World Solidarity? I'm actually a member of Third World Solidarity, so I'm not just your host, I'm your friend and companion and colleague. Mushtaq, of course, I have known for many years, and we've been good friends and have worked together on a whole number of occasions. Sandra, I know well. Those of you who don't know, this is Anne, my mayoress, and the Member of Parliament for Blaydon. Very good to have you here, and welcome to you all. These are not easy times. I think people always say this, but I think the need and the purpose of Third World Solidarity has probably never been stronger. And here we have it: freedom, peace, and justice. These are three enormously important parts of our life which we have to fight for, strive for, and deliver. So I am totally delighted to welcome you all here on, Mushtaq, is it the 27th anniversary of Third World Solidarity? Long may we go on to the 47th, 57th, 67th anniversary. But for now, let's celebrate the 27th anniversary. Thank you all for coming. And now I'm going to move over. Mushtaq, are you next to speak? Mushtaq.
Mr. Mayor, Your Excellencies, Honourable Member of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, I can only end or start with only one word, and that should be enough. Comrades, good evening. And I tell you how pleased I am that you are able to make it. It was, I think I can say that on 27th anniversary of Third World Solidarity, we have started spring in United Kingdom. So that is a good news. You can see the weather is better, so I can't say that you have defied the weather and you have come here. First thank you is to Mr. Mayor and his team, who is sitting behind the table, who work with us. Second thank is to journalists. And today it is very important. 27 years ago, Third World was started by a small group of activists. And it was only 7. I know some of them have moved on, some of them have become minister in government, some of them have become mayor in some part of the world, some of them are doing other things, but still they are actively involved, all 7. And now we have hundreds of members, the youth group, the all-party parliamentary group, over 20 branches in the world, and all are active. So I'm very pleased that Third World Solidarity in 27 has grown in strength, and it is not because of me or my members, it is all because of you, because you have supported us all the way along for the last 27 years. I hope we don't have to continue for next 40 years or 50 years to achieve these goals. I hope next year we will have achieved the goals of freedom, peace, and justice. And we do a lot of work in the parliament, outside the parliament, but we really value your contribution. And it is very important that you continue.
Hello, thank you very much indeed. I've just cribbed together a few words. At the last moment, I've been away, lucky me, doing some work in the Southeast Asia and a bit of holiday, and I just returned. So, firstly, I have to say that one single year in Ethiopia, a long time ago, I was still a teenager, and I was doing some research for an academic and family at the time. I saw for the first time in my life shocking poverty. I come from a liberal family in the United States, but I'd never seen the kind of poverty, abject poverty, there before, and that sowed a seed of awareness about the world and global inequality, and I'm afraid very often Western hegemony. Some years later, and it's actually 27 years, exactly to be precise, to sort of use very bad English as a journalist, shouldn't do that, on a picket line at the United States Embassy over some some bombings that the US was undertaking at the moment, about which I disagreed. I got chatting with some kindred spirits and was fortunate enough to be invited to be a founder member of what was to become Third World Solidarity.
Good evening, everybody. Can I first thank the Mayor very, very much for having us in this tremendous building. I once had the privilege of chairing a meeting in the council chamber. It was a very, very great honour, because I think this is an absolute tremendous representative civic responsibility in this country and what people at a local level can do, and it's really, really great to be here. Welcome to friends, friends I've never met before, friends I've known for some time, and as Mushtaq said, some young people who've come with me tonight, and particularly young ladies who've come all the way from the United States. I had the privilege of working, her brother worked with me for some time about 3 years ago. She's back here studying now, and I said, come and meet Third World Solidarity and see how we do things in Britain. I come from a coal mining background. Quite a lot of discussion over the last 24 hours about the history, recent history of the coal mining industry, but the long history of the coal mining industry is one of solidarity. Solidarity in the workplace, because people need, if you work in a dangerous occupation like coal mining, if you can't trust the men you're working with, then you're in a very, very bad situation. But beyond that, solidarity through our trade union and international solidarity. Huge history. One of the things that the Durham miners are very proud of is there's a letter in the Durham Miners Hall from Joseph Stalin from 1941 thanking the coal miners of my part of the world for raising money and sending aid to the people in the Soviet Union who were under tremendous pressure then from the Germans, who were doing their best to wipe the people off the face of the earth. So I cover a long, long history of people who know the reality of solidarity. A lot of my other lessons in life I've learned working in Northern Ireland, and people look now at the situation in Northern Ireland, despite the fact that things have been going through somewhat of a bumpy patch for the last year or so. There's absolutely no reality of how different things have been in the last 15 years. And why they've been different is at last. And it's one of the things that we're proud of in Third World Solidarity, because people finally sat down and started talking to each other. People started making some adjustments, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then some bigger steps, and then sometimes you take a step back. But all the time putting the needs of the people who live in that part of the world before everything else, and trying to find a way through argument, through discussion, and through debate. And that's the slogan of the group that I'm very, very proud to support in Parliament, to promote and support human rights, justice, peace and democracy through dialogue.
Thank you, Brother Mushtaq, for giving me this opportunity, and the Mayor was a good friend of mine, and well, I'm familiar in this room, and I've been here several times, I think, since the last, my God, 20 years or more.
20 years.
But I would take this opportunity, to, greet you, Mushtaq, to do this word. Third World Solidarity is very, 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 big in my heart and in our heart as a diplomatic world. I think that I am optimistic about the world. I think that we are seeing, even in our part of the world, you've been following the Arab Spring, you've been following what's happening in our part of the world. For people, they are seeking and yearning for democracy, for better life. And as my friend, that the member of the parliament mentioned, we'll have an election in Pakistan, shortly it's in 11th of May.
11th of May.
And we see now we are better, that because our goal is to eliminate poverty, illiteracy, ignorance, and I think with the technology now we know each other. We are human beings, as you say. And we want to learn also, from advanced countries.
My view is very, very simple. I want to bring together men and women from all nations, all creeds, all colours, regardless of the background, regardless of the class, to try and make us work together through dialogue, through conversations, to prevent us ever again having to go to war with each other, so we can find a way through compromise and agreement to make our world a safer and happier place, and to make a prosperous future for our children, who, after all, are the main things we should all be concerned about wherever we come from in the world.
As Mayor of the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, I'm absolutely delighted that I was able to host this reception for Third World Solidarity, which is doing so much to try to bring the different members of the Third World together and to work with members of the developed world.
Third World Solidarity is today celebrating its 27th anniversary. I was there in the front line at its inception. We have gone from strength to strength, addressing large and small issues globally that affect the world's poor and the disenfranchised. We have meetings at the House of Commons, which we have done for any number of years, both prior to becoming an all-party parliamentary group and now, since 2002, being an all-party parliamentary group for Third World Solidarity. We hope to continue our track record of bringing issues to the forefront, tabling at the House of Commons, and also encouraging debate about topical issues.
आज थर्ड वर्ल्ड सॉलिडारिटी की 27th एनिवर्सरी है, सालगिरह है, जो हम यहाँ पे मेयर पार्लर केंसिंगटन और चेल्सी में मना रहे हैं, जिसमें एमपीज, लॉर्ड्स, काउंसलर्स, एम्बेसडर्स और दूसरे कम्युनिटी के लीडर्स यहाँ शरीक हैं और हमें बड़ी खुशी है कि हम 27 साल से दुनिया में पीस, अमन, इंसाफ और डेमोक्रेसी और टॉलरेंस के लिए काम कर रहे हैं. हमारा पार्लियामेंट्री ग्रुप बहुत एक्टिव है, हमारा यूथ ग्रुप बहुत एक्टिव है और हम इस काम को आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हैं अपनी कम्युनिटी की मदद से. थैंक यू.